Hey everybody, I have not checked in a while because I had some major tank problems. Tank is very different now from the previous two videos. I've got about, I want to say 14 different types of swords in there now. The plants, I've got about 15 to 20 little clutches of Java fern spread out. I think I have three varieties. I'm really not 100% sure, but I think it's three varieties. I'm assuming this very skinny Java fern is different from this wider leaf, or maybe it's just a juvenile form. And then I've got one, I think it's called a staghorn. Some of these swords are about to drop babies, I guess. I've never had this in my tanks before. And then I trimmed back my Anacris Elodia. I attached Anubis to all of the driftwood. I basically went overboard on my plants. I've got this stemming plant here, and I've got some of them on the sides as well, and then I've got some weird plant there in the corner. Came with some online package, and then I've got frog bit all over the surface. I've been told that what's this stuff? I can't remember what it's called right now, but these little plants that they call it the herpes of the plant world. Can't remember what it's called right now, but it's a floating plant and it takes a lot of nitrates out of the water. I've been told that stuff is almost impossible to get rid of, and the fish have eaten all of it. I had a bunch of it on the surface, and the fish have literally eaten all of it. If it comes to mind what it was, I will mention so in this video. But yeah, my original project for the time being is going to be paused. I think I might have one full-grown Gambusia left in here, and the rest are Endlers. Maybe 2 to 3 baby Gambusia. There's the remaining Gambusia. I had to take them out and throw them back into the lake. They were so violent. They were attacking everything. I had a little school of Zebradanios, and I think that the Gambusia were just beating on them. Their tails were messed up. Some of these Endlers are a little messed up too. I got a nice little school of Autocats in here now. I picked up a whole bunch of different types of platies. Got a couple hyphen females in there. I've got some swordtail males, some Mickey Mouse, and then some speckled ones. I've got a variety of male and females of all kinds. So I'm hoping that I've got some crossbreeding going on there. But yeah, the original plan of breeding Endlers with Gambusia, I don't know if that's a reality right now. I feel like the Gambusia are a little too feral, a little too violent for the Endlers, even like the more wild Endler with very little speckling. And I also feel like the Gambusia were really beating on some of the swordtails and the platies that I had in here too. So they had to go. I think I have in my sump one other female, maybe a couple babies in there, but yeah, there she is. Some of the most violent fish I've ever seen for their size, pound for pound. She's pregnant. I'm going to try to get her out before she has babies, because I'm not sure if her babies are going to get eaten by the swords or what. But yeah, what I will be doing is I'm going to be keeping an eye out for a melanistic Gambusia. I think they're also called molted or Dalmatian Gambusia. I want to read up a little bit more on them, but I'm going to be keeping an eye out for them. If I do attain a male, I'm going to see if I can breed them true. I don't think you can, but I'm going to try anyways. I'm going to see if I can breed them with, the male, with a female guppy or some female Endlers. Duckweed was the plant that I couldn't think of earlier. Duckweed. I've heard in a lot of videos that duckweed is very hard to get rid of, and I have none in this tank left, and I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's like a nutrient thing, but I will say that my Anacris has grown at an alarming rate. It's grown a ridiculous amount, and my plants seem to be doing pretty good. and I'm guessing that's because of the nutrition in the water, the nutrients. But I don't know why the duckweed didn't make it. I'm assuming it's because all the little live bears were picking at it, and they probably consumed it all. I don't have any left. I've got a little tub outside with a ton of it, but that's where I'm at the tank right now. Planted it as much as I could because I had this fantasy of keeping shrimp with a bunch of live bears. I don't know if these type of live bears are going to be hospitable to shrimp. They tend to pick at everything. But the project will continue. I also have some plants in here. Maybe anyone can identify these. I don't know what they are. And I've got a whole bunch of weird little ones. I don't know if they're a type of sword or what. But a lot of plants that I'm clueless about. Don't know what this guy is. It's a stem. A few pieces have broken off and they've grown. I have them in the sump also. And this, I'm pretty sure I've seen this in my lake. Don't know exactly what it is, but I know if I break it, it will survive, just like the Anacris elodia there in the back. So yeah, I have 2 grasses in the back planted, 2 hair grasses. I'm waiting. The last plants I think I'm going to add are maybe 2 more of those, and then I'm going to plant an Anubis right there. It fell off. I learned that you can actually glue them on. So yeah, jumping back into the hobby, and a lot of interesting curveballs as always. I'm going to be dumping some fluval, I believe it's called fluval aquarium volcanic soil. It's those little beads, really tiny little pellets. I'm going to be putting a layer over all of the gravel for a few reasons. One, I hypothesize that it will be beneficial to my plants with that added nutrition. And then 2, a lot of the baby fish tend to swim into the gravel, and then I end up, it's heartbreaking, but I end up seeing baby fish trapped in the gravel. I try to save some of them, and I'm kind of hoping that that volcanic soil will prevent them from swimming down, act as a blockage or something. I also planted the tank to a ridiculous amount in the hopes that they would find refuge in the foliage, but I guess some fish aren't that bright, or they don't know any better, and when they're very, very young, they tend to do that. But I'll keep you guys posted, and let's see what I can pull off in the next couple days.